Hello everybody. This is Elissa from Ink Arts and Crafts, and today we are here for a I almost said, I don't know why I keep doing this. I keep wanting to say small shop haul, but it's obviously not. We are here for month in review. So this is gonna be my month in review for the month of February, which, as you guys are probably already aware, this is one of my all-time favorite videos to see, to watch, to do. I love kind of looking back and seeing what was completed in the month. And there's gonna be a very interesting fact that you guys may potentially notice about these canvases that I have up here for my finishes, and we'll talk about that when it gets close to time. Once I go through my finishes, then we will go through. I'll have a clip where I basically went through and updated the logbook, so we'll kind of add that in after we do that portion, and then we'll go into a little bit about what my plans are for the month of March now that we've rolled into March. So first up, this right here, this is called the Asian Art Edition for Mini Loa, and this is an Loa set of canvases. It's one of their like new line that they have of like these mini type canvases, but they're not small like the paint gems. They're still mini, and they're still like a partial drill field, but they're not nearly as small as paint gems. So this right here, these are square drills. There are 8 canvases in here. They're roughly 25-ish by 25-ish centimeters, which means that I didn't class them as a mini canvas because they were not the less than 20 by 20. And there was 48 colors across the 8 canvases, which included 3 ABs and 7 dust drills. I started these ones on the 31st of January, so you would have seen a couple of them already completed. And then I finished them on the 1st of February. So they actually went like really, really fast to work on these. Oh, I completely forgot to log how long it took me to complete these ones. Okay, I'll have to come back to that because I don't think I have my timelines app on here. Oh, maybe I do actually. Let me pull up and see if I can figure out how long it took me to do those ones. So this is, I want the Asian Art Mini Loas. All right, so the Asian Art Mini Loas took me, let's change our view. These took me 7 hours and 13 minutes. I completely blanked on writing the time on that one. Apparently I did it on a couple of them. Oh my goodness. I like went through some of the later ones. So this was 7 hours and 13 minutes to complete this set. My thoughts on them, they were super, super fun. This was the first thing that I completed for my event, the Lunar New Year DP along. So this one right here, I mean, look at the little mustachio kitty. And the entire kitty is a dust drill. The white is all dust drill on this one. Super cute. And I like that the outlining was not done in 310. The outlining was done in like this reddish, burgundy-ish red tone, which was kind of nice. Next up, we have the cuteness that is the sushi. I think this remains one of my absolute favorites of this little set are the sushis. You have dust right here in the white. You have this pink AB, and then you have a dust and an orange AB right in there. So that really gives it this really shiny effect, and I love this set right here. It's probably one of my absolute favorite ones. So that was the second one. The third one was just kind of like this random, calico cat. I was kind of like mediocre about that one there. And then we have the little otters, and the otters were the cutest little things ever. I did love the otters. I thought they were adorable. The only special in this one was the yellow right there. And then the next up, we had the bowl of ramen. I also really loved the bowl of ramen. The white was all dust drill. The green was a dust drill. So the bowl of ramen was just like classic. Loved it. And then we have this one, which was a little Shiba Inu, a little dog, with like a little sidecar motorcycle that he's riding. This guy was adorable, but it was kind of one of those that this one was like took me a little longer to do this particular one just because it had so much of the outlining and it was a lot more of a complicated image than some of the others. Next up, we have the Eiffel Tower, or well, the Tokyo Tower. It really is what it kind of is. And these cherry blossoms are just stunning. I love them. They're that pink AB with this white dust around them. I really liked that set there. And then the final one was our Shisa, or our lion dog. And he was super cute. I thought he was adorable. So I absolutely loved this set. This was an absolute blast. The quality was fantastic. They were definitely hand charted. I didn't have any issues, and I'm not a very good placer when it comes to my placing of squares. I place as well as I can, but I'm not one that's going to be like, oh, these aren't lined up, I need to focus and line them up. I just place and go with a multi-placer. And I was actually practicing with a 12 placer as I worked on these. So that was kind of one of those fun things to work on a larger placer with a larger placer than I normally would do. because I don't typically do a lot of the 12 placer. I would use occasionally the 10 placer. Sorry, I was trying to pregame for that. But I absolutely loved this set. I thought it was adorable and I had so much fun with it. And I definitely highly recommend these little, like these mini Loas like this. This size, this was perfection. Super fun. So some people would count this as 8 separate finishes because it was like, that was one of those things where I was like, I do not want to count them as 8 separate finishes because they were like 8 canvases that came in one set. But also I felt like I didn't want to count these as just a mini set because they were so much bigger than an actual mini set. So that's when I said, okay, I'm going to use the 8 canvases together and count those 8 canvases together as one main finish. And that's what I ended up doing. I counted them together to be a finish. So this was my first finish for the month of February, my 7th finish for the year, and my 184th finish of all time. So this set was just like the bee's knees, basically. I absolutely loved it. I thought it was super fun, adorable, so much fun. I think, like, and I have my favorites of this list, and I like the sushi totally wins, but there were some other ones that I definitely loved in it. But that was the first finish for the month. Now we're gonna roll into the next finish. So this one right here, I also completely forgot to log down how long it took me to take. So let me pull that up. 9:06. So this right here is called Cute Kitsune Mask. This is from the artist Sam in Japan, and it's from her shop, Sam in Japan. She sells her own diamond paintings. This is a square drill canvas, so both that one and this one were squares. This one is a 30 by 40, and it came with 30 colors. And of those 30 colors, we had a fair bunch of specials on here, I want to say. Let's see, we had, I forgot to write that down. Apparently I was just not thinking very well. So we had 3 dust drills, 2 metallics, and 2 crystals. So let me write that down. 3 dust, 2 metallic, and 2 crystal is what this one was charted with. I did add some additional special drills to this one. A lot of it was kind of like the metallic right around in here. Were in crystals right around in there. So there were definitely like a variety of colors that were used for it. I did add some additional enhancements. So I added, you can see these ones right over here. I added a fairy dust, a jelly AB, crystal confetti, another fairy dust, an AB, and a crystal confetti. Because I really wanted some of like that more of like the depth in it. Like I was really impressed with myself for using a jelly AB because I've like never used a jelly AB before. And I want to say which one was the jelly AB red that I did was this, I want to say it's that bright red that kind of goes right through there. But yeah, it was kind of one of those things I've never used one of, oh yeah, you can see it's that red right in here, that red AB right there. So I love how this turned out with the specials. This one I started on the 2nd of February, finished it on the 4th of February, and it took me 9 hours and 6 minutes. I absolutely loved this, and it has a design on the background, so it's not a massive swath of line blocking or color blocking. Also, like for the fact that this is a white face, I think it turned out excellent considering I am not that good placer. And yeah, there's some very like subtle gaps, but really it's not something I would consider gappy at all. Any gapping that you do see is more from my horrendous placement rather than any actual gapping in the canvas. I've definitely worked on canvases with significantly more gapping. I loved this. I thought this was a blast. I loved the addition of like the dust drills, and then of course making like the fan, all of the metallics and shinies on the fan, and then the flowers had to be blinged up as well. So I did definitely some enhancements on this one. I loved it. I loved this, loved the bling, great quality. This was my 2nd finish for the month of February, my 8th finish for the year, and my 185th finish of all time. And this one was an absolute blast to do. Like I said, I had so much fun with it. I've only got, I think, one more Sam in Japan canvas in my hoard, and I'm like, once I finish that, I'm like, I need to buy more because I just love her artwork, and I love the canvases that she has. It's a good quality, and yeah, your like legend is really small right there, but that I really don't care about. But that one right there was an absolute blast. Loved it. All right, so next up we have Katana. So this was one that kind of like had been on my list that I've wanted to do for ages, and I finally got around to it. So Katana, this is from Diamond Art Club. It is a square drill canvas. It's a 43 by 56 with 15 colors, and it was charted with 4 ABs. I started this one on the 5th of February, finished it on the 11th of February, and it took me 12 hours and 47 minutes. It did take me a hot minute to do this one just because of the 310. I do not enjoy color blocking 310. I love color blocking. I do not enjoy color blocking 310. So it did take me a little bit longer just because I had so much 310 to do. But what definitely did help was the fact that I had added this dust for the background. So I basically created this grid that you're seeing in the background on it, that checkboard, which I thought really added to it and broke up some of the monotony of the 310 to make it a little bit less intense 310 wise. Like I said, 12 hours, 47 minutes. I did like the background pattern that I did. I should have probably started, instead of starting right at the edge, I probably should have started like partially up with the grid mark, so it wasn't like perfectly lined up there. It did end up slightly off over there, which is perfect, but I felt like I should have probably done a little bit more for keeping it where it wasn't quite so like lined up on the edge, lined up on that edge. I should have kind of spaced it a little bit better, which I didn't, but you know, this is my first time doing that. So this one I did add some additional enhancements to. So it had the 4 ABs. I added some dust drills, crystal confetti, and crystals. So you can see here, these are the drills that I added in, and that doesn't even include the background, which actually was the dust 413 for the background. So that was what I added on this one. I loved how it turned out. You can see I did a post review on this one. I love the crystal confetti and the bling that we have on our fishies, our little koi fish. And then the crystals down here on this accent there, and then like the dust on the blade. I love how all that turned out. The ABs were already charted, so this was charted. The blue AB is charted. The white creamy AB for the whiskers, that was already charted. And the part that I do not like is they actually charted a 310 AB, which I didn't, if I had been thinking, I would have just not used that 310 AB once I started laying some of the drills down, because I am not a fan of how the 310 AB looks for his eyes, because it's like they give it that like not dark enough look for the eyes. It kind of gives it that glaze with the ABs around in that light part. You really don't need the 310 AB. That could have easily just been regular 310 for that. But that is our little katana. This one was I'm so happy that I was able to get this one done. That's something that I was super, super happy about. It was definitely one that like I've been wanting to do for quite a long time. It was probably one of my most anticipated canvases to finish. So finishing it was so rewarding and so much fun, and it's so cute. So this was my 3rd finish for February, my 9th finish for the year, and my 186th finish of all time. So I decided for this go around to add in, instead of doing them separately, I'm just going to add in my cross stitch finishes in the midst of all of this, and I'm not going to do the minis in, you know, separate things. So I'm going to basically do them in the order that I actually worked on them. I did actually create a cross stitch logbook now, which will take me a heck of a lot longer to fill up than my my diamond painting one. So this right here is called Fire Horse, and that's from the Etsy shop Bog Dragon Crafts. This is a 23 by 21.8 centimeter partial coverage, and it has 13 colors, and it uses 14 count Ida. I use this this really pretty light blue that I got from hand dyed from a shop on Etsy. I don't remember where. I started this one, I think roughly on the 1st of February. I might have started on the 31st. I don't remember. And I finished it on the 16th of February. It did take me 25 hours and 31 minutes to complete this. And I'm just looking at it and I'm like, okay, I did actually stitch those. And I think it turned out fantastic. I love it. I love the colors that were chosen for this. I think it's beautiful. But I had to do a Fire Horse for the Lunar New Year, and I actually finished it right in time for the actual Lunar New Year on the 17th. So thoughts, I loved this so much. Great color combos, and I didn't expect them to work that well, because when you look at the colors by themselves, you're just like, that's not going to work, because there's some weird browns in here, but they really go together, and it really looks fantastic. So I was pleased with that. This is my first cross stitch finish for the month of February, my 2nd for the year, and only my 10th cross stitch finish of all time. So I haven't done too many cross stitches, but I've only really been cross stitching since August. But I love this one. I thought it turned out fantastic. I love the colors. It was a pleasure to work on this one here. I was had so much joy doing this one, and it was a lot of fun. So now next up we have my next finish is actually going to be the this right here. This is a pretty little gem set. This is their Japan set. from Pretty Little Gem. They are squares. They are partials, and they're roughly 12 by 17 centimeters. Roughly, I think that's more of the page size. There were 33 colors in this set, no specials. I started it on the 14th of February, finished it on the 17th of February, and it took me 6 hours and 31 minutes to complete this set. And my thoughts on it, I loved them. There was some minor trash, but overall excellent quality. So we have a vending machine, which is super fun. Then we have the cherry blossoms, which are the cutest thing ever. We have a temple, and I think it's just beautiful. We have bamboo. Oh my gosh, these were so much fun to do. I had so much fun with these. I really had a lot of fun with the kits that I did this month. We have the lantern. We have a Torii Gate, which that one is a full. I'm really tempted to like actually put this one in a little frame and hang it up. Bowl of ramen, because I mean, what screams Japan other than ramen? And then we have a mask. He's so cute. I love him. His little aggressive face. A paper lantern, which is beautiful. Then we have a Mannequineko, a lucky cat. He was so cute. We have a bonsai tree, because of course you need a good bonsai. And then our final one was some matcha, like a green tea set. So you've got your matcha whisker and everything in there. So that was the set from a Pretty Little Gem. These were amazingly fun. Like I said, I had such a good time with these. I have found that the quality of these from Pretty Little Gem is hands down better than the quality from Paint Gem. So I haven't worked on a Paint Gem in a little bit, but it's been more so because I just hadn't been having as good of a time with like difficulty reading some of the symbols. Also, so it was like symbols were kind of challenging to read on some of the Paint Gems and different things like that. But these I've never had an issue with, and I think it's absolutely fantastic. Loved everything about them. So this right here, I will definitely, when I'm ready to buy more minis, I will definitely purchase from Pretty Little Gem again. I do have to say I love the variety of kits that they have. They're definitely putting out a lot of good options. But that right there was my first mini set completion for the month. So that was those. So now next up, we have the next finish, which was another cross stitch finish. This was a tiny little kitty cat. This is a green cat, green kitten, whatever. I got this from Craft Club. It's roughly a 7-ish by 7-ish centimeter, 15 colors, full coverage, 14 count for this Ida that is on right there. I started this one on the 14th of February, finished it on the 18th of February, and it took me 6 hours and 33 minutes to do this little guy. So, you know, a heck of a lot longer, because that would take me like 15 minutes to do in diamond painting form. My thoughts, the paper pattern, working off of a paper pattern, because this was a kit where everything was included. Working off of the paper pattern, I cannot stand. I hate paper patterns. Thankfully, it was a simple pattern, so it was pretty straightforward, but I am not a paper pattern person. I also found that this Ida that it used, this fabric, was very cheap and stiff, so I did not like that. And I was like, I need my actual nice quality, you know, hand-dyed Idas, because they are much better than this. It was a pain in the butt getting the needle through the holes. It was a lot more work than I'm used to. That was my second cross-stitch finish for the month of February, my third one for the year, and my 11th cross-stitch finish of all time. So, and that was also the only other cross-stitch finish that I have for this month. So now we are going to go ahead and take a look at the next ones that I did. So next up, we have right here, this was some minis. So I went to a day retreat in Florida, here in Florida, down by Orlando. And I just brought mini projects because it was, you know, we drove down, went to did the little retreat, and then drove back home same day. So I did a bunch of, brought some mini projects to do. And that's what we're going to see finish-wise. So first up, we have Enchanted Berries to Raspberry. These are from Diamond Delights, and the artist for this is Una Buena Pieza, who's also known as Ana Figueroa Mimo. So these are squares. They are partials, because you know they're kind of like a full, but not really. They don't have really the backgrounds. They're a partial. 14.7 by 17.2 centimeters, come with 12 colors, which included 1 AB, 4 dust, and 2 crystals. I started this one on the 21st, finished on the 21st. Took me 2 hours and 16 minutes. So I was struggling. I did everything except for the 310 crystal, which is the background, which really picks up a lot of the green hue. But I did that crystal background last, and it was like working on an easel that was sliding across the table. It was challenging and hard to do that. So that took a little bit longer for that. My thoughts, it was a very snug, tight grid working on it. And like I said, I kind of struggled with the background because I was working at such a disadvantage where I was. But I loved the tone of the 310 crystal that's in here. This has a lot of specials, and that's something that I love that Diamond Delights never skimps on the specials. I love the specials that you get on these. I do need to put this into my like sticker logbook because these are stickers. But yeah, they're super fun. So that was my second mini set, mini completion for the month. The third mini completion set for the month is the Enchanted Berries 3 Blueberry. Same artist, Onobene Piazza, also from Diamond Delights. Square drills as well, 14.4 by 17.2 centimeters, 11 colors, which included 1 AB, 2 dust, and 1 crystal. I started this one again on the 21st, finished on the 21st. It took me 2 hours and 1 minute, so a little bit shorter timing-wise. And this one, my thoughts, I worked flat for the 310, which definitely helped and made it go a little bit faster. I've got spots that I'm finding that I need to pop down. I didn't roll this. It definitely helped, made it go a little bit faster, so I was really pleased with that. Again, this is a sticker, so you can see, you know, you could totally pull it up as a sticker and place it in a sticker book. So there is this one, the little test tubes of jams, and I just love that crystal that's in here. So there's plenty of specials in this. This one was my my third mini finish for the month, but it also happens to be my 33rd mini kit finish of all time. So if that helps to get that number. Next up, I do not know why I included this one as a mini. I think I was thinking in my head that it was bigger than what it was, but that one is counted as a mini because I logged it in my logbook as a mini. This is Love Dragon. This is from Snailfish Stitches, and it's from Diamond, which is the artist or the designer, and it's from Diamond Delights. It's this adorable little dragon sticker. Square drills, partial, 10.7 by 8.2 centimeters, 11 colors, which included 3 ABs, 1 crystal, and I, again, started on the 21st, finished on the 21st. It took me 25 minutes to do this right here. Super cute. That was my only comment on this. Beyond cute. I loved it. I thought it was super fun. I'm definitely putting this one in my little sticker book. But yes, that was my 4th mini for the month and my 34th of all time. Next up, we have the final mini that I did. This right here is Pastel Stars. This is from the artist Sarah Bowman, who's also known as Nerdy Cross Stitch Art. Again, from Diamond Delights. This is another one that's a sticker. Square drills, 12.7 by 12.7 centimeters. I have a little bit of putty stuck right there between those 2 drills. 10 colors, 1 AB, 3 dust, and again, 21st start, 21st finish, and it took me an hour and 2 minutes for this one here. My thoughts, I absolutely love these pastels. It's super dreamy with the pastels. I also love Elvira's use of specials. So we can see this is a dust, we have an AB there, and this is a dust right up there. I love her use of specials. She does an amazing job. I very rarely, I think I feel like I need to add any specials to hers because she does such a good job making sure that they have plenty of specials. Again, this is another sticker, as you can see, now which will go in my sticker book. But that one was my 5th and final mini completion for the month, which happens to be my 35th mini of all time. So now the next and final finish that I had for the month, this is Lunar New Year. So this canvas right here was from last year's Lunar New Year event. This is from Jada Gem Shop, and the artist for this is the Jada Gem Shop Collective, which is usually a matter of being like either Jade or her sister, but someone in her family basically designed it. This is a square drill canvas. It was a 40 by 65, so definitely small. I like that size. It's super, super easy to complete. Does have 22 colors, and including that was 5 fairy dust, well, the equivalent of fairy dust, but 5 dust drills. I started this one on the 12th of February, and I finished it on the 28th of February, and it took me 17 hours and 17 minutes. My thoughts, there was lots of trash in a couple of the colors, and I was kind of constantly fighting with some of the trash. That was something that I really dealt with as I was working on this one, was the trash. So it was like, I know for sure this green had a lot of trash in it, and I want to say one of the oranges or reds had a lot of trash, but that was something that definitely took a bit because you had to kind of go through some of those little tiny pieces that would keep getting stuck to either your canvas or to your pen, and the putty on it and that type of thing. If I had been in the mood to enhance, I totally would have gone it through and added some enhancements added some ABs for the like oranges and reds, maybe some gold accents in here for it, but the actual dust placement on this is spectacular. I do like how she did that part. I just would have added a little bit more. I had a blast with this one. That I do have to say that it definitely took me longer than I was expecting, and I didn't realize until I was looking at all of my finishes for the month. I did not realize until then that I think the reason why it took me so long to finish this, when normally this is something that I would finish in 4 days, is because I had it divided up like section 1, section 2, section 3, section 4 was how I was going to work on it. So it should have taken me like literally 4 days because it's all color blocking and it's hand charted. So it should go really quick. But in reality, you can see this one I started on the 12th and I finished on the 28th. And granted, I was out of town for one of those weekends and couldn't work on it. But that was only, you know, like a Friday, Saturday, Sunday that I was gone. So I had plenty of time to work on this kit, and I just kept like finding other things to do rather than working on it. And ultimately I figured out that the reason why I was struggling so much was because if you noticed something, every single diamond painting completion that you see this month was a square. Like there was not a single round in any of this. I didn't even make any progress on my whips that you'll see below that happen to be rounds. I literally was working only on squares, and I am a round lover through and through. So I think that's ultimately what got me, was the fact that everything was a square. And I kind of struggled with that, but I didn't even realize it until, you know, kind of like looking back, and I'm like, oh, maybe that's why I think that's why I was having so many issues with it, because everything was squares. So note to self, going forward, I need to make sure I try to alternate any of those square canvases with a round canvas, or if I'm not feeling like doing a complete round canvas because of like the image and I want to work on certain images at certain times, well, then I need to make sure that I am, you know, saying, okay, well, I'm going to work on a section of this square, and then I need to do a section of a round and kind of alternate it at least if I'm doing more than one canvas, or do like a good chunk of a square canvas and then do a portion of a round canvas. But I have to do something to throw that round in there. I can't just do an entire month of nothing but squares, because that was, oh my goodness, that was rough. I literally spent a week and a half in this month. I literally spent changing how I store my special drills and my spare drills. So it was a lot of organizing and sorting of special drills and enhancements and regular spare drills and everything, which I did instead of working on this canvas, because I had this section done and I had that section done, but I still needed to do this whole half, and it took me a hot minute before I got motivated enough to do that second half up there. But I think that's ultimately why I struggled. It was a square. I found everything else to do instead of working on it. Once I worked on it, it really didn't take that long, and it went quickly. It was just getting myself motivated to do it. But this was my 4th finish for the month of February, because as you guys know, I count my big canvases separately from my minis. It happened to be my 10th finish for the year and my 187th finish of all time. So that was this one right here, and it was also my final canvas that I worked on for my Lunar New Year DP Along 2026, which thank you to all of the amazing sponsors that I had for the event. You guys rocked and just knocked it out of the park, and you can check out any of my previous videos to get the list of all of my sponsors and all of the awesomeness that they did for the event. So I was super, super happy, and thank you everybody that participated. I hope you guys had as much of an enjoyable time as I did. I'm actually really impressed with how many canvases I got done, considering the fact that like a lot of times during my event, I may get like 1 finish, 2 if I'm really lucky, but I'm really impressed with how many things that I got done, considering it was in the midst of the event. So that right there is the final completions. Now we're going to talk a little bit about the whips, and then we'll take a look at the logbook and the kind of log everything in my logbook. So next up on my whips, you're going to see this one right here, which I'm so torn with this one because I don't really have the motivation to work on it. I have this portion of it that I finished on it, weeks ago, the lantern right there. I finished that portion and a little bit of the confetti around it, but that's about it. It's just that and a little bit of the confetti around it. This is like literally a checkerboarding lover's paradise. Like it would be your nirvana if you are somebody who loves checkerboarding. I, however, despise checkerboarding. So that was something I worked on the color blocking section, and then I looked at it and I was like, so I think I do want to finish it though, because there are areas that have a lot of color blocking. It's just this background, like the plants that has a lot of the checkerboarding. So I really need to like plug away at it, maybe like intersperse it here and there with some other stuff. But for right now, I kind of set it in timeout. It's in timeout. I'm not working on it. I'm not in the mood to work on it. But this is, in case you wondered what this canvas is, this is an Loa. This is called Totem Phoenix. It's from the artist Vaynet. It is a 50 by 70 centimeter round drill canvas. It has 50 colors, and included in those 50 colors, I want to say I have, 2 ABs? Let me glance at my list. So I have a red, the 606, which is that red you see up there, and 973, which is going to be a yellow tone. So those are the only 2 ABs in this, like a lot of the little body, the checkerboarded body of our Phoenix, like literally checkerboarded body of the Phoenix. When I work on a lot of the aspects of this canvas, I'm just going to mix colors of drill colors together for like these spots that are all of the color, like the checkerboarding. I'm just going to mix the colors together. I just am not in the mood to deal with doing this as a, as charted. I can't. But that's my first whip. No progress made on this whip this month. Not surprising. It's in timeout. Next up, we have this glorious whip right here. So this right here is my Diamond Art Club Treasure Quest card custom. This is a painting from my mom. It's a pastel that she had done. It's called Mountain Temple, and I am almost halfway there. I don't think I actually ended up working on this one at all this month. I've been trying to savor it. So this one I'm taking my time on because I'm loving it so much. It is very much pure, like a very good amount of confetti. There are, it's not like unnecessary confetti. It doesn't have any of those random colors where you're like, there's 5 drills of that color. It's actually, but it looks very good and it's charted beautifully. I have to say watercolor and like pastels like this and how my mom painted it really renders beautifully in this hybrid, like computer rendered format with like a little bit of the hand touching here and there. But you can see that's the section that I have done is this main mountain right there, with the path kind of going up it. I still have to do this whole side here with the temple and the stairs, and then a couple sections, like 3 sections right down here on the bottom, but it's so pretty. But I have not done any work on it because, again, like I said, I'm savoring this one. For the dimensions of it, it is a 49.5 by 83.6 centimeter round drill canvas. I did get it charted in round drills because you guys know me, I love my rounds. I'm so glad that I did. It looks really good. It has 67 colors, and of those 67 colors, we actually have a lot of specials. So we have 4 different tones of the 6000 series, but we have 3 ABs and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 dust drills, which I love. I love the fact that it has so many specials charted into it. I do love my specials. But yes, this right here is whip number 2. And realistically, the only whip you'll see me making significant progress on right now out of these whips. But I do want to work on this one in March and get at least halfway through it for the month of March, which won't take me that long. But yes, this is my whip number 2 that I'm exiting February and entering March with. And then my third and final whip is the one that you guys are probably sick of seeing. I am also sick of having it on my desk. I really need to work on it so I can get it off my desk. But this right here is my Nostalgic Tarot Witchy Stitcher cross-stitch conversion that I'm doing. I really need to finish this section of 310 that's over there that you guys can't quite see. But I've got a strip of 310 that wide, which is basically this width along that whole right side that I need to work on and do. To then be like done with the top row as far as the border is concerned. I was originally thinking that I was going to have to do this. My original thought and my original plan was going to be do the entire border first and then come back through and fill in the cards. But I'm really thinking I need to do the border and then come back through and do the top section of the border and then fill in the cards. Move it up and do that, and that'll help to really break up the 310, so I'm not doing so much big sections of 310 color blocking, because again, I love color blocking. I just do not enjoy color blocking 310, and I really do not enjoy color blocking 310 on a flat surface. Like, I need my easel when I'm doing something like this because it just helps me with placement, and then I can reach it, because this is an awkward distance up the desk for me. To come up to here, it's an awkward height up the desk, so it's not like I can easily reach it. I have to be like it's just not comfortable to work on. And this is so wide, it goes all the way over to like the edge of this table because it's such a massive canvas. Because this one is like, oh gosh, how big is it? Do I even have it stated down here? It's 116 by 131.25 centimeters. So it's big. It's basically like a little over 4 feet by like, it's like 4.5 by just shy of 4.5 by just shy of 5 feet. It's big. It's a big canvas. But those are my 3 whips that I have. So now we will go into and we'll talk a little bit about my logbook and updating things in the logbook. So we're going to kind of digress to that, and then we're going to take a look at what I have planned for March, or what I have planned for the next few months, because it's going to take longer than March to finish everything. So now it is time to update my logbook. We're going to do this, and then we'll kind of get into everything we'll go a little bit more in depth into everything that I finished. So I went through, and it took me way too long to calculate everything, but I added all of my kits in so that way I didn't have to take up the time doing it this time around. I completely forgot about this one, so it's not in the correct order. It should be in front of these ones, and it should be between here and there. But oh well, it's in there. That's the important thing. So we can come over to the front, and we're gonna look at our goals and see how we're doing progress wise. First up, for February, I started 3 full-size canvases, and I started 5 mini canvases. Ended up finishing 4 full-size canvases, so one of those whips that I had from January, and all 5 of those minis. So I basically am leaving the month with one of the finishes that I had. I think I ended up like marking it as like, I'm trying to think of how I had it. Oh yeah, I started 3, finished 5, or 3 full size. I confuse myself with these numbers. I'm trying to get the gist of it. So I started with the month, or this is what I started the month with. This was basically what I did that month. Gosh, I have to keep myself straight. Goodness. This is why I keep confusing myself, and I didn't record me doing all of this because it was such a challenge to kind of get the numbers correct. So I started 3 full-size canvases in the month of February, finished and started 5 mini canvases in the month of February. So 8 starts total. I finished 4 full-size canvases and and then 5 mini canvases. So I'm leaving the month with 3 whips, because basically this one that I had started right over here that I had marked as a mini, I actually converted this because the canvases were so large. I actually converted it into a full size instead of being a mini. So really it ended up being like 4 canvases there, really. The companies that I completed this month out of everything that I did, I completed an Oraloa, Salmon Japan, Diamond Art Club, Diamond Delights, Jaded Gem Shop, and Pretty Little Gem. And down here in the rounds and squares, I only factor in these finishes right here, which are the full-size canvases, or what I count when I'm doing my tally. So I did 0 rounds, and realistically, when I look at all 9 of these finishes, every single one of those was a square. So I am like dying on the square train, and I think ultimately that's why it took me so long to finish my last finish for the month of February, which I finished on the 28th. But I think it took me so long to finish because that was 9 square projects, and I am a round person. So of the 4 full-size canvases that I completed, all 4 of those were square canvases. Whew, that was a lot. So down here, this number looks a little weird, and that's because I received 7 canvases, which is a combination of some of my purchases that I purchased this month and purchases from previous months. So this is going to be the number that I actually bought this month. But this is basically going to be how many actually came in and arrived, because sometimes you have things that were like pre-orders or Jaded Gem Shop, which is, made to order, that type of thing. So realistically, this is kind of like a good to know number, the 5, but realistically the 7 is how many things arrived that month. And that's the number that then gets added to this number and subtracted from this number here. So I started the month basically with 425 canvases at the total between my minis and my full size, which included 401 full size canvases, and then 24 of what I categorize as the minis. And those minis can be the mini dazzles, paint gems, Pretty Little Gems, or the little projects from Diamond Delights. Basically, it's anything that's less than a 20 by 20 centimeter I put into this mini category. So my ending stats, I ended up finishing the month with 421 total. So that was a win because I ended up smaller than what I was there. But however, if you look, my starting number of full-size canvases was 401, and my ending number of full-size canvases was 403. So that number ended up going upwards instead of downwards. My mini canvases ended up going from 24 down to 18, which is because there was like, I ended up pulling an additional mini for D-Stash and an additional full-size canvas for D-Stash. And then I converted one of the minis into a full size, which is how I rated it there. So that's kind of how this number ended. So basically, so I'm on the right track considering the fact that I now have 421 total items in my hoard, but I'm kind of like, ooh, I should have held off on a couple of the purchases maybe, because because I did purchase quite a bit this month, but some of them I felt like were absolutely needed, but not realistically I could have lived without, but you know. So, but my overall number did go down. I just now have 403 full-size canvases and 18 mini canvases. My goal is to try to get this number of mini canvases all the way down, but I am getting closer to getting this number below 300. So that's kind of like a good thing. So now we're going to be starting the month of March with 421 total projects that I could work on, 403 of them being full size and 18 of them being minis. So that was where we were for that. Over here with my finishes, I'm only tracking my full size canvases in this finish tracker right here. So this is what I had done previously. So now we're going to add the 4 new finishes that I added in here. I'm going to pull these out because I will probably need these for Diamond Art Club and Jaded Gem Shop. Let's see what the first finish that I did this month was. So this is the one that started off as a mini, but each individual one was roughly 25 by 25. They were partials, so I did count this as one completion in my total tally. And I did make that decision because of how big those canvases were. They were larger than what I was originally expecting. So now we're going to pick a color. We'll just go with this color right here. This is going to be Art Mini Loas color. So now I need to come over and fill in, because that was the first one. So now I need to come over here and we're going to do this one to fill it in for Art Mini Loas. Boom, 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 boom. And now we're going to add a little scribble right there. And we are going to write on that and say, okay, this is going to be February. So let me write an F right there. And these are going to be roughly 25 by 25 by, there are 8 of them total. So I'm going to put an 8 right there. And then right here, I'm going to write Art Mini Loas. So that's another one on there. So next up, we have a Salmon Japan. So I need a new color for Salmon Japan. Well, we're going to go with this blue color. So Salmon Japan is going to be a blue color right here to fill that in. As long as it's just different than what is there already, we're good. So we're going to put that right there. And now let me write an F right here for February. This one was a 30 by 40, so it was a little on the smaller side, which is fine. And this is going to be Sam in Japan. Boom, done. So now the next one is Katana. This one is a Diamond Art Club. So this one is going to be this color here. So we have our purpley color for our Diamond Art Club. And again, this is going to be a February finish, and it is 43 by 56. And then our last one is an Art Mini Loas. Or not, no, our last one is Jaded Gem Shop. So that one will be this one right here, which is Jaded Gem Shop. So now I can mark Jaded Gem Shop is going to be this greenish tone. And we're going to mark that one off right there. Boom. So now we've got that one, and let me write the stats on this one. This one's, again, going to be a February, and it is 40 by 65. So there we go. So that is, I've got 10 kits already that you can see right here. I think that was 10, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I think I made this a 10 by 10 grid. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yeah, that's a 10 by 10 grid. So anyways, we have now filled in our finishes for the month right there for those 4, which it's kind of cool because that was like one canvas from from a different shop. All of them were different shops. That was kind of cool to get a little variety in there. So now we're going to come over here and see if I completed anything on the scavenger hunt. So we have The Apprentice, Fancy Flowers, this canvas, Kitsune Legend Japonais, because I am destashing Fiesta Chic. Cat would be Koi Pond, Aromatic Succulents, Song of the Moon, Floating Island, Miss Rouge, Katana. Yes, so I have a weapon. We can cross off weapon right there because I did Katana. So we made progress on that one for our scavenger hunt for 2025. Now let's see if we did anything on our Diamond Art Club Deserted Island tag. Fushimi Inari, Heaven's Gate, Siberia Edo, Muted Sound, Sakura Festival, Leviathan, Dream, Dragon Spirit, Nekomar, Away From It All. Nope, nothing on there. All right, now on my Refresh the Stash, did we finish anything over here? We got Festival of Ribbons, Fisherman's Village, Genesis Ghost, Shuku Himiji, Jellyfish, Kiki's Flight, Kitsune, Kitsunebi, Memoir, Moon Rabbit, Mystic Creek, Pine Tree Haven, Queen of Wands, Flamingo, Turtle, Moon, Stargazing Treehouse, Leghorn, Unmask, Peace and Tranquility. No, I did not complete anything on my Refresh the Stash. However, I do have a number of these already kitted up. So I have Festival of Ribbons, Fisherman's Village, Kiki's Flight, and then Unmask. Those 4, I believe, are already kitted up. So that's good. But now let's look at my finishes that I've done over here, and let me see if I have anything to add to my alphabet challenge. We're not going to do the Asian Art Edition Mini Loas, even though they are an A. We're not going to put those in there. But we've got a C for Cute Kitsune Mask, so I can fill in that one. Cute Kitsune Mask. And that was 1. So Katana, also a C. Okay, and now our last one is Lunar New Year. So I can fill that one in right here, Lunar New Year. So that was 2 items that we could fill in on my alphabet challenge. And that completes the challenges. And now we're going to go ahead and talk a little bit about the finishes. And I will go through the normal aspect of our, basically of the, month in review basically. But I wanted to kind of do that update and touching point of what my logbook looks like now. And we're still, our goals, we're working on getting that stash below 350. We're on the right track. Complete the scavenger hunt canvases, on the right track. Have not made any progress on Deserted Island. Also have not made progress on the Refresh the Stash, which I had the 25 kits from 2023. And I have already done this. I'm kind of continuously looking at my hoard and seeing if there are things in there that are not going to bring me joy to remove. And then event canvases. So going into the month of February, or well, we just completed February, and we participated in my event, which I should probably annotate on my canvases that they were for my event. So this is going to be Lunar New Year, DP along 26. This one also qualified for Lunar New Year. DP along 26. Again, Lunar New Year, DP along 26. I was definitely in my, Lunar New Year event vibes. I actually am really impressed with how many canvases I finished this month. That just in general, because normally DP, when I do my events, I do not finish very many canvases. And this one was Lunar New Year, DP along 26. So for March, I plan on participating in a Stoke Your Dragonfire event. I do plan on kitting up an additional canvas, which actually is going to be this one right here, Leviathan. So Leviathan is one that I will be able to knock off of this list because I plan on working on that one for Stoke Your Dragonfire event series. So that would then give me my first check in the box for over here on this category. For that. So I'm excited for that one. And then I want to make progress on the continued whips that I have, which we will be going over those in a second. All right, so now we are here to take a look at what I plan on working on over the course of this month. I'm on the fence if I'm going to work on any minis for the mini DP madness for the month of March. I feel like I should, but at the same time, I really want to make progress on all these canvases that I have kitted up right here. So I may or may not work on any minis for the mini DP madness. We will see. More to follow on that. But again, it's like I want to work on these. I have all this kitted up. Everything you see on the table right now is things that I have kitted up. I just need to actually work on them. Which I was hoping to finish both of these canvases right here. I was hoping to finish those in the month of February as well, which if I had actually gotten my button gear, I could have, but I tend to consistently, for the most part, I tend to be not like a big whip jumper. I tend to work on one and then finish it and move to the next. There's certain circumstances, if it's a very confetti heavy square, then I will take a little longer and have multiple whips going. Or on my Midnight Temple or my Mountain Temple that I'm trying to savor, that one obviously is going to take me a little bit longer, and I'm keeping it as a whip a little bit longer. had to get a drink of water from all this talkie. So first up, we have these two canvases here, which are the same canvas. One is in squares and one is in rounds. Exact same rendering, everything. So this is called Night on the River, and it is another one that's by the Jaded Gem Shop Collective, and this is again purchased from Jaded Gem Shop. The square one, which is this one right here, is going to be a 27.5 by 48.5 centimeter square drills. It has 32 colors, which includes 5 glimmer, and this is a hand charted, pixel charted canvas for this one here. So that's the first one that you'll see. Next up, we have this one right here. My canvases are trying to run away from me and roll across the floor. So next up, we have the round drill version of Night on the River by the Jaded Gem Shop Collective. Same render, still has 32 colors, which includes 5 glimmer, which are fairy dust. This one is a little bit larger. It is a 30.8 by 54.32 centimeter round drill canvas. So there's this one. I do want to work on both of those at the same time. But basically, I'll finish that one and then I'll take a look and finish this one. And basically, I've kind of compared them in like a pre portion of the video because I want to do a comparison of the two for you guys so you can see how they look. Next up, we have this one right here, which is like this Cherry Blossom Pagoda is what I titled this one since it doesn't have a title. This comes to us from, I want to say this is a Make Market. I want to say Make Market. It might be a Leisure Arts, but I think it's Make Market, which would be my first one that I would have done of a Make Market. Yeah, it is Make Market. It has 34 colors. This is one of those things where you don't know, it's round drills. I do have to say, like, this part is going to go really fast, doing all of this color blocking up here in the sky. That's going to go very fast, and I'm happy about that, because there's definitely a little bit more confetti down here into the water and in the foliage. I'm not a fan looking at it. I'm not a fan of the symbols. Like the fact that they've got so much red on there. I hate red on the canvas, whether it's red guide circles or red symbols. I'm not a fan, but this one I'm looking forward to doing it and seeing how it turns out. My mom has completed a couple Make Market canvases in the last couple weeks this month because she did a couple for my event. So she's finished, I think, 2 Make Markets, and they turned out fantastic and like look really good. She just did a tiger for my event, and it looks amazing. So I'm really want to see how this one turns out, because that's a great affordable option to do. And the canvas is great. I like that it isn't that creepy soft felt backing. It's still a nice soft canvas, but it's not the creepy soft felt backing, which I loathe the creepy soft felt backings on canvases. So this actually feels great. It's a texture I do not mind at all. So that's this one right here. Next up, we have this one. My original plan was to work on this one. This is Kiki's Flight. This is from Jaded Gem Shop, and the artist on this is Mia Au. And this is one that I did want to work on for the Fandom February event that Sarah was hosting. I wanted to work on it for that event, but I did not make it through the other canvases to get to this one in time. But my goal is to try to work my way through some of these canvases as I roll into March. I'm going to a retreat this month as well, so I will definitely get some progress done, and I'm driving to that retreat. It's going to be up in North Carolina. I'm driving to that retreat, which will help because then I can take like literally as much stuff as I wanted, because, you know, I don't have to worry about not being able, it's like I'll just have, you know, the 6 hours it'll take me to drive up there. But the rest of the time I'll be able to just diamond paint my little heart away. So I do plan on trying to clean up the edges of this where the confetti is, because this is one of the hybrid charting from Jaded Gem Shop. It's actually one of my first Jaded Gem Shop canvases. So a lot of the kits that you're going to see this month that I pulled out are some of my older purchases. I'm trying to make my way through the old stuff. This one has 54 colors. I did have it charted with ABs back before I realized that I'm not a fan of the special drill charting in the pixel charted kits, or the hybrid charted kits. I do not like the special drill placement that's typically selected for the hybrid charting Jaded Gem Shop canvases. So if I'm going to enhance something, I'm going to do it myself. Like for me, I will totally enhance like this right here, like the highlights would be something I would want to enhance, potentially like her bow, things like that I would think would be good to be enhanced. But in reality, what this is the water, both of these, the 2 colors in the water that we have in there, these 2 primary colors, checkerboarded and intermixed, not all checkerboarding, they're just kind of scattered in there. That is an AB, that's an AB, and this white background is an AB. So I've noticed that when you get when you pay to have the ABs charted in, a lot of times it tends to be the background that's charted with the special drills and not like the certain other aspects. And I usually tend to go with more of like those accent things with my blinging suggestions. So this is a, what is it? A 40 by 50 round drill canvas. So I did get this one. I want to say I got this one in rounds. Oh no, this one is squares because it was one of my very first purchases from Jada Gem Shop. So this one is squares for this one here, yes, which is I only have a couple canvases from like my very first ever order that are squares, and this is one of them. But it's small, so it'll work up quickly. But that is Kiki's Flight. Next up, we have this lovely right here. This is called Unmask, and this is from the artist Anastasia Hoffman. That's going to be the artist for this one. This is another Jada Gem Shop canvas. It is another one of the hybrid charting. It is rounds though. This one is a 45 by 60 round drills. I did get this one charted with both ABs and crystals. And again, I want to say that for this one, we have ABs up in the mask, and yeah, and then there's a crystal in part of the mask. I'm probably going to swap that out because I do not want that white to be a crystal. I want that white to be an AB. I feel like the crystal should have been in other places. And it has 890, which is going to be one of the dark greens, is an AB. That one could have easily have been a crystal, and then those ones both ABs. But I am going to add some enhancements on this just because like the flower needs enhanced. Potentially like the light flashes behind her, like the lanterns, those would need enhanced. But that is Unmask. It is beautiful. I like it. I'm looking forward to this one. It is round drill, so I'm really looking forward to that aspect. I have some good amount of rounds for these canvases that we're going through, which I like. Next up, we have Fushimi and Nari, which is a Yume canvas. This is from Diamond Art Club. This is one of my top canvases ever. I was hoping to do this one in February, but again, I derailed myself with my over-reliance on squares. I should have just switched this and done this one. But this is a beauty. She is stunning. She is 55.6 by 83.7 centimeters, 50 colors, which includes 2 ABs and 4 fairy dust drills on this. I will probably add some, well, I know I'm going to add some additional specials, not a ton, but I am going to add additional special drills into this one. It's a beautiful canvas. I love everything about it. This is probably like one of my top canvases that I'm planning to work on and that I have in my hoard. So I'm excited to work on Fushimi and Nari. It is rounds too, which is even better. And then the last 2 that I have on my to-do list are both squares. So we have this one. This is from Lazy River Crafts. Actually, I think, no, I have 3 more to go. But they're all squares. So this is Festival of Ribbons. It's from Lazy River Crafts. It is larger. It is a 60 by 80. No, it's a 60 by 90 centimeter square drill canvas, but it does have some areas with lots of color blocking, like the hair is a lot of color blocking. And yes, there's confetti in these stripes that you see, but I'm going to just make those all one color. I'm not going to do the confetti when I do those stripes. I'm going to kind of like re-render it myself as I'm going. The same thing, I'm going to clean up some of the confetti that I see around the borders of the ribbons. But there's definitely a good amount of color blocking in this one, so it shouldn't be atrocious. And then like this is all color blocking here with some color scattered in there. All color blocking there. There's a good chunk of color blocking on this. It's not going to be a pure confetti canvas like Storm God was. But that one, it has, how many colors are we looking at with this one here? It doesn't say. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40 colors. And of those 40 colors, it looks like we actually have 2 ABs. So we have a red AB, and then we also, which is going to be this red of the ribbon, and then we also have an AB 906, which is a green of the ribbon. I will also add the other ribbons and do ABs in the other ribbons as well. That is Festival of Ribbons. That one is going to be one that takes me a little bit longer. Oh yes, the artist for this one is Victoria Rivero. And that is one that you won't see anymore because again, Lazy River Crafts is out of business. So next up, we have what I am doing for the event that I know for sure I'm participating in this month, and that is going to be Mackenzie over at Dragon Wing Diamonds. I'm going to be participating in her Stoke Your Dragonfire event, and I have pulled out this amazing canvas right here. This is called the Leviathan, and this is by Heather R. Hitchman. It is a Diamond Art Club canvas. It is 43 colors, which includes 4 ABs in it. and square drills. I love everything about this. I just kitted it up, like literally, you know, right before I filmed this video, I kitted this canvas up. I do plan on adding some enhancements to it when I start it. I will add enhancements. I want to make some progress on some of those other ones. We'll get around them underneath me before I go into doing this one as a square. But it is gorgeous, absolutely gorgeous. This color palette, the drills are totally giving me life. And it's one of those things, they're absolutely gorgeous. Like I said, I just kitted up and I am in love with this color palette. Like those colors, let me turn on the overhead so we can see those colors better. But look at how dreamy these colors are. All these blues and teals and aquas. Oh, gorgeous, 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 gorgeous. So I am really excited to work on this one this month. But yeah, that is the Leviathan. Like I said, it's going to be my event canvas that I do for the Stoke Your Dragonfire event is this one here. And then the last canvas that I have in my my queue to work on is this one right here. This is Fisherman's Village, and this is from the artist Andreas Rocha. Does it even say it on anywhere on here? I don't think it does. It is a 100 by 60 centimeter square drills, but it only has 33 colors. So there is going to be a lot of color blocking in this, which I'm completely fine with. I'm happy about that, especially since it's so big. That can be, that feels kind of daunting. There's areas of confetti like right in here, but a lot of this is all the same color. Like there's two tones in here, but there's large swaths of color blocking, and that's going to go very fast. I'm really happy about that. I did, when I bought this, it's from Shimmering Canvases. So when I bought this one, I did get the enhancement set with it. So these are all the enhancements that are included with when I bought this canvas. So I'm excited for doing that because I've got what I will do with my enhancements, and I have them in like DMC order basically for what I'm going to be replacing the original with. So yeah, that is my final to work on canvas. And I'm really intrigued to see how it'll turn out and to see where all of these specials are going to go over here on this canvas. That's something that I'm really looking forward to. Because there's some of them that, you know, it'll replace portions of it. And I've got a little guide sheet that tells me what to work on and as I work on it. But yeah, that one I'm looking forward to as well. I think I'm looking forward to every single one of these canvases, but I'm intrigued to see how this one will go. That'd be my first Shimmering Canvases canvas to work on. But yeah, that's my final one that I still have left to work on. And other than that, I think that's really all I have for you guys for this month. So realistically, I've got a whole passel of canvases that I plan on working on this month. Plus I have the finishes that I have done. So I finished 4 canvases and then 5 mini sets. So 9 total finishes canvas-wise, plus the 2 cross stitches. So I thought that was actually, surprisingly enough, a very productive month. I'm really intrigued to see how the month of March goes and see if I can be even more productive and knock out even more in the month of March. But yeah, that's all I have for you guys today. I hope you guys enjoy this video, and I will see you in the next one. Have a great day, everybody. Bye.